Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of 2024. We're done with our regular episodes, we're done with the special episodes, and this is kind of a wrap up of 2024 here at the Media Boat Podcast. My name is Mike, his name is Matt.
My name is Matt. His name is Mike. Yeah, I was wondering if you were going to mention the name of the podcast. You were like, the show. It's the last
The
episode of
show.
the
You
show.
know what you clicked on.
It's true. You know what feed this is? The little thing that's crawling across your phone screen tells you what show you're listening to, I suppose. We've got new gear that we're recording on.
Yes, I have
Yeah.
a new pop mic, so hopefully I won't be popping away.
Pop, pop,
And you
pop.
got a whole new microphone.
Yeah. But enough enough with that. Let's get going with what this show is going to be. You want to explain kind of what we're doing today?
Yeah. So I assume all of you have listened to our end of the year wrap-up shows, which, if you have not, all of them are currently out right now, both in your feed and on YouTube, so you can go and watch all of that. But let's just talk about everything else that we either didn't get to talk about in that, stuff that we don't normally talk about on the podcast, what we got out of 2024, and most importantly, what we're looking forward to in 2025. So we're going to start, as we always do, with the music section.
Yeah.
We listed 49 albums in total, which is actually
Woo.
seven up from last year.
It's a lot.
I think we did pretty good in the music section here. Um, of course, our start of the year was the Diddy story and all the
Yeah.
fallout from it. But I think Ticketmaster just constantly poking its head everywhere, not just like in the U.S. courts, but like also borrow trying to phrase across the pond with the whole Oasis tour. Like,
Yeah.
was definitely a strong contender for it.
I
It's always a strong contender every year, though.
yeah, it's kind of a follow-up from last year where it would kind of stole the headlines in a lot of cases. But yeah, we're still waiting for that big legislation. Maybe it'll still happen.
I don't know, because I guess now we talk about legislation and yeah,
Hmm.
the story we don't talk about here on the Media Upload podcast, the US election, it happened. It will definitely affect stories going forward, especially as
Yes.
we saw in the previous 4 years of the administration, that there's a lot of deregulation. And I don't think you get Disney buying 20th Century Fox in those 4 years if that was happening. So just, I don't know, put on your crystal ball hat. What company is not going to be around in 4 years because they got gobbled up?
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We already know that the Trump administration intends on replacing Lena Khan at the FTC, so it's just a matter of time until we start seeing some more corporate acquisitions happening at a quicker pace than they used to.
Yeah, I'm waiting for uh the title to come out. Warner Brothers Entertainment, a Netflix company.
Oh no. Oh no. Is that your
You
prediction?
Yes, I mean it's
I don't
already an AOL company. It's already a Comcast company. You just go right to it, a Netflix company.
I don't think Netflix has that much cash, but well, we'll
They don't
see.
need the cash. They just need the credit.
Maybe an Apple company is more realistic at this point.
Yeah, but I feel like Apple would just buy Paramount just for the legacy part of it.
Maybe. I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, outside of just movies and TV there, we could see also music groups and music studios conforming onto each other. I mean, we saw the rise during the previous administration of streaming and how
Mhm.
that got turned away from Billboard and sales and into streaming, and now Spotify runs the show. So who knows
Mhm.
what the next like 4 years is going to turn into next?
I don't know. All those companies, all those streamers, especially Spotify, are going to lean into AI, which could mean all sorts of weird things for actual working artists who want to put their real music on their services.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Ah, yeah. Well, speaking of AI,
If we
that goes a
must.
great way. Yeah, it's a great way to segue into video games and how people are just abusing AI voices in order to, because that was part of the big contract negotiation this past year
Mhm.
that we covered for video game voice actors.
Yeah.
Making sure, I mean, because we covered the actual like SAG and after the previous year for AI, but
Mhm.
this year was for the voice actors, especially at video games companies.
So it is still happening. It is still a limited strike, and Basically, what that means is that they're striking specific companies, not a blanket strike. So that's why you don't hear as much of it as last time this happened, is because it doesn't affect every video game recording session, just some strategic ones. Most recently, I believe I saw that Heroes in Overwatch 2 are getting redubbed or something. I forget. It was some major multiplayer game that was having their actors in their newest version, like the newest version of the game, had been replaced because of the strike.
Okay, it wasn't Concord.
No, it was not Concord.
All right. But yeah, I mean that goes hand in hand then with like our game of the year story, which was monetization of games, how to pay
Yeah,
for them, how they're paying for them, the free to play game market, how that uh ballooned and continues to keep growing with its gotcha model
yeah,
and different skins and everything. I mean, even one of the games was on our both of our end of the year lists, Infinity Nikki,
yeah.
which
And you know, it
it's a good game.
yeah, it's good. But like again, like the question now is like with the future being seemingly handheld, with all three major console manufacturers looking to handhelds as the answer, like does that change how these things are done? Like, I really wonder if Nintendo finally does tell us what the Switch 2 is, does that change the market in a significant enough way where maybe some of these monetization questions get answered? I don't know.
Or like, well, we don't, I think what we don't want and what we don't need is extra peripherals. I don't think we need extra cameras added on for like the iToy and the Kinect.
Yeah.
I don't think we need extra peripherals to move stuff around. Um, could be nice, could work, but as we've seen, like those stuff doesn't sell a whole lot. I mean, even the VR headsets, uh, outside of just PlayStation VR, but like the Meta Quest and the HTC Vive, which I think is officially dead now because I haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah.
Uh, you should see where that goes in the next couple of years, especially as Meta Ray-Ban glasses keeps getting ad blasted at me every single like second.
Yeah, who actually owns those? Like, is there a market for that? Because I think we tried this with Google Glass already, didn't we?
We tried with Google Glass, but nobody bought into it.
Yeah.
They're trying right now with the Ray-Ban because they look cooler, but nobody's really buying into it. Uh, I did, I have watched like the CNET tech demos of the future of AI glasses,
Hmm.
with like actual like HUDs and everything. But again, they're super big, they're super thick, and super clunky. They're like goggles on your face because the
Yeah.
technology is just not there yet. But yeah,
Yeah.
with video games, we actually played and reviewed 33 video games this year.
Not bad.
Yeah, except it was seven down from last year.
Well, I mean, we were busier.
Yes, I was definitely busier, which means I had a lot more time to watch television. Uh, and yeah, I mean, with television, a lot of television sports. We actually ended up watching 78 shows of television over the course of the year, which was one up from last year. And that one show was our show of the year because it only happens once every 4 years.
Yes.
Gold Zone.
Yes, Gold Zone.
But yeah, I mean, I think with the Olympics, I mean, sports was a big headliner of 2024. Not just like in the gold medals, in Gold Zone, like we said, and just everyone coming together for the Paris Olympics, but outside of it, I mean, huge numbers for football. And that's partly in point because of the rollover of Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and the Chiefs winning a back-to-back Super Bowl and currently on a roll to get the three-peat as they are the
I
number
hope
one seed.
not.
I hope not to. I hope the NFC wins.
Yeah,
Although, you know, I'd like to see the Lions win. I'd like to see the Rams win. I'd
of
like to see the
course.
Ravens win, actually. I'd like to see Lamar. Jackson, get the ring, get the trophy, get Derrick Henry a trophy. He deserves it. I mean, just this past week, we saw Saquon Barkley hit 2,000 rushing yards. Speaking of
Mhm.
sports stories, a feat that hasn't been accomplished in like 15 years since
Yeah.
Adrian Peterson did it. But yeah, I mean, most of what we covered here on the Media Bill podcast was the shifting of TV sports deals, especially with the new
Yes.
NBA contract that we heavily followed it.
Yeah, that was the big sports story of the year. Just television deals changing hands like crazy and like going all over the place and more streaming sports than ever before, like we talked about on kind of our television wrap up show, just like with venue and all that whole mess. Yeah, it was a lot.
Yeah, put my money if I could like throw at it right now. Venue's gonna be the next big thing. Let me get in there early adopter and like let me just throw money at it right now.
We'll see. I think that's still a big we'll see because it's not only uh like legislative approval that needs to happen with that. It's also all the different companies that are co-owners of this thing playing nice with each other. A lot needs to be perfect for this thing to happen.
Yeah, I don't know why the owners of the networks need to play nice together when why can't the owners of the leagues play nice together?
That's a better question, right? Like baseball is going to be the hardest thing to cram in there, right? Because the rights are not owned by the league, they're owned by the teams.
Hmm.
So if you only have like half of Major League Baseball making deals with venue, then like what's the point? It's like a lot of
It's
questions
to
about that.
strong arm the other ones to make the deal.
Maybe, but we'll
It's like,
see.
hey, you're missing out over here.
Yeah.
Although it'd be hard to strong arm Spectrum with the Otani money that they're getting over there.
Yeah, the Dodgers are going nowhere. The Yankees are going nowhere. Those deals that are like big network exclusive networks are probably going to be holding strong.
Yes, the Yankee network.
Yeah,
It's
yes.
definitely not going to work, especially if the Yankees own part of it too.
Yes, they do.
But yeah, I mean, still need to know what's going to happen with the Diamond Sports Group of the regional stuff past
So
this upcoming year
yeah,
because they're
we have
only on a 1 year
three.
basis.
Yeah, also, we have 3 months to find out if it's actually going to be on Amazon or not. Like they keep saying it's gonna happen. I'm like, okay, where is it?
Yeah, spring training is 3 months away.
Yeah,
I
stop it.
mean, I think the first like spring training game is like mid-February too.
Yeah,
So catchers and pitchers start reporting in a month.
yeah, get to it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, outside of TV, like sports TV, the biggest thing that no one could shut up about, and that won all the Emmys, was Shogun, a show that I think we both were happy that we finished in time.
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
Because
good
it
television.
made both of our end of the year lists, yours
Yep.
higher than mine. But yeah, a show that was kind of heavily promoted at the end of the previous year, 2023, as like the next big thing, actually delivered on being the next big thing that people need to watch on TV.
Absolutely. It's like one of those rare prestige moments. I feel like the prestige era, that kind of golden era that we used to talk about, seems largely over. Like I think the maybe the end of Game of Thrones probably like
Hmm.
was the moment where that kind of wrapped up. But yeah, Shogun, I think The Last of Us last year and Shogun this year are kind of the last vestiges of that happening. Like those are the last examples we have. So yeah, we got to hold on to those moments when we have them because they're going to be rarer as we kind of continue into the streaming era.
Yep. And as we go into the streaming era, it allows us to watch not only TV, but movies in a more
That's true.
convenient space. Last year, we watched 31 films, far cry from the 52 that I once watched in that year.
Right.
It actually was four less than the previous year. Although
R.I.P.
I
Movie
do,
Pass.
I know, no movie pass. Uh, but I just feel like that number just alone is going to go down for us.
Yeah.
Just because we don't have enough time to sit and watch
Yeah.
2 hour movies just in chunks. Need to
Hmm.
be broken up somehow. Uh, But yeah, I mean, our movie story of the year was um the Paramount deal, or sorry, not the Paramount deal. That was one of them. It was the sequels dominating the
Right.
box office,
Yep.
and I think we can already see, as especially with the news of Sonic the Hedgehog 4 being announced, that expect more sequels.
Yeah.
This is just how the studios are going to make money. They're going to bank on IP, and if people understand and already know what they're getting going into the theater,
Mhm.
then that's where money's going to be made. And as we said when we talked about like the Emoji Movie being made, people are going to go watch something that they have a passing familiarity with.
Mhm. Yeah.
And easy way to do that is sequels.
Yeah. I mean, the studios are going to learn the wrong lesson from this, and instead of coming up with creative ideas, they're just going to milk all of these franchises to death. There are some exceptions to this rule. I think we did see the death of a franchise this year after Kraven the Hunter did so badly. I don't think you're going to see any of the Sony Spider-Man films anymore. I think they might just finally wave that white flag.
Oh, you say that, but I'm sure someone at Sony is going to say, if we want to retain these rights, we have to make a movie this
Yeah,
year.
they got to make a movie, but I think it's way more likely they do the thing that they did with the Tom Holland movies, where they make a deal with Disney to co-produce. I think that that's more likely.
I mean, that's what they should have done at the beginning.
Yeah,
But they wanted to have their Venom and eat it too.
yeah.
And that turned out to be a good thing for them. So they're like, oh, we know what we're doing here.
It did give me one of my highlights of my year, which is, of course, Madam Web.
Madam Web. I saw you saw that twice in the theater.
I have seen it a total of 3 times. I saw it twice in theaters and then once at home.
Um, okay, I have to say that all those were
Uh,
on purpose
On
then, right?
purpose, yes, on
Okay.
purpose to show the people in my life how terrible that movie was.
uh, all right. Well, anything else with movies then? I feel like we've
Yeah,
said all we need to say about it.
I think so.
I mean, the easy one is going to be next year with the sequel of Wicked 2, or sorry,
Yeah.
Wicked for Good. Just immediate sequel coming right out the gate hot there.
Yeah,
Well, end of the year, but already
right.
know that's going to happen.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
yeah.
Anything else that we want to say just about 2024 in general? Then,
I
because
mean,
it was
it
quite a year.
it felt transitional. And every once in a while we have one of those years where it just feels like, okay, the stuff that the big stuff seemed like it was just introducing us to what the real thing is going to be next year. And like, yeah, it's like that happens a lot specifically on election years, right? Where it's
Mhm.
like, oh, okay, this is an like intro into the next 4 years of our lives. So yeah, I think a lot of these shoes that are we're waiting to drop will drop in the next few months. Like, what does Switch 2 look like? What do these movies do? Like, what does Disney, for example, do with Disney Plus moving forward? Big question, especially in the wake of Moana 2's success. Like a lot of like questions about acquisitions, about mergers, the FTC, a lot of questions about AI, like the legality of it, whether there will be big pushes against it or for it. Um, and yeah, I think there's a lot of plates in the air right now, or plates in the air, balls in the air,
It's
plates
balls in the air and
spinning.
plates are spinning.
Yeah, plates are spinning, balls are in the air, balls are spinning, plates are in the air, all the above. Yeah, so a lot of questions we're waiting to get answered that will get answered next year. We just have to wait.
Unfortunately, we have to wait. Uh, but yeah, I think 2024 was just I don't, it's hard to call it a meh year when so much
I don't
happened,
know.
and
Yeah,
yet a lot like either like didn't matter or none of it like had like full fruition or like it's just like it was just a thing. It was just a moment in time.
I
Uh,
think that, as we get older, there's just going to be more of those.
I fear that. No, do I fear that? Yes, I fear that.
Yeah. Well,
Is
at least you have a small little a small little entity in your house that you can live vicariously through.
just
Um,
see the world through his eyes.
yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, I guess as we can segue on over to stuff we will no longer be seeing,
Yeah.
as we had 63 deaths that we reported
Yeah.
on over the course of 2024.
It
Not
was a
three
rough
here.
one for big names this year and big names in all categories.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, technically, we've covered 20 less deaths than the previous year.
Okay.
But just some of the big names that we lost in 2023 or 2024,
Mhm.
starting off with Carl Weathers was at the beginning of the
Yeah.
year. Uh, Toby Keith,
That was a surprise.
yeah. Akira Toriyama, creator of
Yeah.
Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Peter Higgs of the Higgs boson
Mm.
creation. One Orenthal James Simpson.
It's true. That happened to this year.
We had also lost Richard M. Sherman, the other Sherman brother.
Yeah.
Uh, Big Eats, not Big Eats, Super Size Me Man,
Yeah.
and messing up McDonald's calorie count, Morgan Spurlock.
Yeah.
A couple of big sports names in Bill Walton, Jerry West, and Willie Mays
Yeah,
were
Willie
this year.
Mays.
Those are all like consecutive too. We also lost Donald Sutherland, Martin Mull,
Mm.
Shelley Duvall,
Yeah.
and Richard Simmons.
Yeah.
A lot of like those older names that you're like, yeah, I recognize those names and like had like big impacts just in their own fields. We also lost Bob Newhart.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have Lou Dobbs highlighted, but I guess we lost him.
Yes, you do.
Wally Amos of famous Amos Cookies.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to help me with this. Oh yeah, I don't know what this one is. Matthew Gradot, the hockey player who
Yeah, this was sad.
it was sad because he was lost with his brother, Johnny
Yeah.
Gradot,
Car accident,
the
right?
day on a biking accident,
Biking accident.
either
They
the
got,
day
yeah.
before or the day of their sister's wedding.
Yeah, brutal.
Yeah, that was a big one that hit like all the hockey fans.
Hmm.
And a big one that hit all across the universe, sorry, not universe, the galaxies,
Yeah.
both here and those far, far away. James Earl Jones,
Yeah, that's a sad one.
while the man will not be here, the voice
Hmm.
will still be here, as we have reported on. His He will still be the voice through power of AI of Darth Vader.
Yeah.
So voice won't go away. It just he is. Let's see here. We also lost Dikembe Mutombo,
Hmm.
Chris Christopherson, Dane Maggie Smith, the only MLB player who's not currently in the Hall of Fame that probably should be, Pete
Hmm.
Rose,
Yep.
Paul Diano, surprising and more recently shocking, Liam Payne, which just saw news that there was five people arrested in connection with his death.
Whoa.
We also lost Quincy Jones,
Yeah, that was a big one.
and most recently, President Jimmy Carter
Yeah,
after
this
celebrating his
happened
100th birthday.
just yesterday, just like a half a day ago, practically.
Yeah.
We'll probably talk about it again on the podcast on Friday. But yeah, this was not a surprise. We knew that he had been you know, he had been due for a little bit here. Made it to age 100 though. That's pretty impressive feat.
Currently the only president to live to 100.
Yeah,
We'll see if that record gets topped.
we'll see.
Very well, maybe, but still impressive feat nonetheless. Uh, but yeah, I mean, as we say goodbye to all of them and goodbye to 2024,
Yep.
now we get to do the fun stuff and look ahead to 2025.
Yeah, I mean, we kind of been doing a little bit of that already, but yeah.
All right. So you're here looking at the list that I have of things that are slated to come out in 2025. No
Yeah,
guarantees they will, but more likely they're just coming. And you know how we talked about sequels last year?
a lot of them here.
Whole lot of them here. Starting off, I'm just gonna rapid fire. Just stop me when you
Yeah.
see something good. Den of Thieves 2, Pantera, Dogman, from for the Dan Pilecki. I think that's his name.
Dave Pilkey,
Dave.
Dave
Yeah.
Pilkey, the Captain Underpants guy.
Yes. Another sequel, Bridget Jones, Mad About the Boy.
Wow, I did not know that there was going to be a new Bridget Jones film.
Well, there's going to be a new Captain America film, Captain America,
That's true.
Brave New World.
Marvel is hoping, I think, this one to revitalize the sagging MCU. So we'll find out if it does.
I mean, we also have Thunderbolts coming out next year.
Yeah.
And we also have a couple of, oh, Looney Tunes are coming back with The Day the Earth Blew Up,
Yeah,
a Looney Tunes movie. The first
this
trailer
is a
came out for that.
this is a weird one because Warner's not distributing it. This ended up getting into a bidding war and another company got it because Warner didn't want to distribute their own movie.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
leading with like Daffy Duck and Porky Pig
Hmm.
in this thing. So
I've heard it's
weird.
good. I mean, they were doing screenings of this last year and people said really positive things already.
Yeah.
So it's about time.
All right. We have a couple of original movies. One, Sinners, which is directed by Ryan Coogler, starring Michael B. Jordan. The trailers don't give it away, but we already know it's a vampire movie.
Ah.
We also have The Electric State by the Russo brothers before coming out. I'm sure people will be asked about the upcoming Avengers movies they're going to direct on it. We have Snow White, a Minecraft movie, Mickey 17, Bong Joon-ho,
Yeah.
follow-up from Parasite. It's about damn time.
Mhm.
We also have Until Dawn, not the game, the
Based on
movie,
the
like I told you, based on the
Yep.
game. Another sequel. Okay, just I'm a bunch of sequels here, including Final
Yeah.
Destination, Bloodlines, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, Karate Kid, Legends, From the World of John Wick, Ballerina, How to Train Your Dragon, the live action version, Lilo and Stitch, the live action version, 28 years later, Megan 3.0, Jurassic World, Rebirth, uh, the Smurfs movie coming
Yeah.
out. We also have James Gunn's Superman will finally be hitting theaters, as well as
Mhm.
F1 by Brad Pitt and Apple.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and then Pixar's Elio will finally get released.
Yeah. Yeah. After being delayed from last year or
Yeah,
this year.
yeah, a lot of those are going to be your big summer movies right there.
Hmm.
Somewhere between coming out in like May to like June. I think July because Superman's July 11th. We also have I forgot this was coming out later also. I assume it might be get pushed back, but the Fantastic Four from Marvel
Yeah.
also slated to come out next year.
Supposed to.
Probably, maybe. We also have The Naked Gun, directed by one of the Lonely Island, Akiva Schaffer, and
Sure.
starring Liam Neeson. Guess The Naked Gun will get a reboot.
Sure. Why not?
Yeah. We also have The Bad Guys 2, because why not, I guess?
Those are very
Uh,
popular books with kids, according to my librarian girlfriend.
Yes. There's also going to be a Freakier Friday movie, the sequel nobody asked for. We are going to have the next Paul Thomas Anderson film, The Battle of Buckton Cross. And okay. Also, Michael, directed by Antoine Fuqua and starring Jafar Jackson and the Michael
Mhm.
Jackson biopic.
Yep.
Now, as we get to the end of the year, we're going to roll right into even more sequels, including Nobody 2, The Conjuring, Last Rites, Saw 11, Tron, Ares, Mortal Kombat 2, Predator, Badlands, Now You See Me 3, Wicked Part 2, or Wicked for Good, Zootopia 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 2, SpongeBob Movie, Search for SquarePants, and Avatar, Fire and Ash. That's Avatar,
Supposedly.
the James Cameron version.
We'll see.
We'll see if that one comes out in 2025.
Yeah. Out of all these, I think the biggest question mark for me is another like I am ready for a new Tron movie and I hope they don't mess it up.
I am ready for whatever that Nine Inch Nails soundtrack for Tron Ares is going to
Yes.
be, because
Absolutely.
based on Challengers,
Right.
I'm excited for this one. But I'm going to call my shot right now and say that my 2025 film of the year will be Edgar Wright's The Running Man.
Oh, okay. That's quite a shot to call.
Well, yeah, especially because we have Mickey 17 from Jung Boo Ho, or which I like. The Electric State, yes, bumming my words here. Electric State from the Russo brothers, although kind of iffy on it, just based on like what I've heard about it and what I've read
Hmm.
about the book of Electric State.
We'll see.
And Sinners by Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan. I feel like they can do no wrong, but the fact that it's coming out in February gives me pause.
Yeah.
What about you? Anything you're looking forward to here so far?
I'm like I said, curious about the Tron sequel. Probably out of all these, I am also curious about the Looney Tunes thing. But for the most part, still waiting for those like other kind of smaller releases, perhaps, because not a lot of these big ones are doing much for me.
Right. Uh, well, maybe you'll find something in TV shows as we got 2025 new shows and some returning shows to look forward to, including a new ESPN late night show called They Call It Late Night with Jason Kelsey.
Sure.
WWE Monday Night on Raw will begin on Netflix uh, on the first week, so literally a week from this recording right now. We have that new ABC show Shifting Gears starring Tim Allen for some reason, uh, with Kat Dennings and Sean William Scott. The Pixar TV series Win or Lose, which I'm
Yeah.
looking forward to. I hope it's good.
I hope
It
it's
might not
good.
be, but I hope it is.
That stuff that came out in the last couple of weeks about how they cut a whole storyline because the character was trans. Not great. Not
Yeah.
great to advertise your new show. But I'm hoping that yeah, maybe the rest of it that is still salvaged is good.
Yep. We also have Suits LA getting a
Right.
big return. Daredevil Born Again coming here. On Apple, we have both the studio and side quest, which are both spin-off shows of their currently existing shows
Hmm.
coming. We also have Andor season two, The Last of Us season two. Over in Marvel Land, we're going to be looking for Ironheart, Eyes of Wakanda, Marvel Zombies, and Wonder Man, all coming to Disney Plus at some point. There's also going to be a new NBC competition called Destination X, which is going to be their take on uh, the what was it, trip around the world, the Great Amazing Race. I can't just think of it. The Amazing Race. Their take on it is going to be called Destination X. So look out for that. The CW is going to have their own version of Sherlock's Daughter, not to be confused with Enola Holmes, which is still on Netflix.
Yeah,
At
different
least I
thing.
think it is.
Yeah.
Speaking of Netflix, we will have the You season five finale, the Big Mouth season eight finale,
Yeah.
Black Mirror season seven, probably a finale. Uh, the following, I mean, The Witness, which is going to be a
That's a
Netflix
deep
drama.
cut for people. Yeah, that's a deep cut for people who have been paying attention to the show for a lot of years.
Oh yes. We also have Football Parents, which is going to be that football show based on the Manning family.
Sure.
Motel Transylvania, which is spin off of Hotel Transylvania.
I'm waiting for Holiday in Transylvania.
uh, Percy Jackson and the Olympians, season two. And The Joe Schmo Show, which will give you a TBS revival.
Hmm. Hmm.
But all those shows can clear out of the way. Even The Last of Us season two can clear out of the way
Yeah.
because there's three shows coming out probably going to be in our top five. One of them probably going to be our show of the year. Just calling it
Maybe.
right now. We have the classic, The Bear, season four.
Yeah.
The return of Poker Face, season two,
Yeah.
and a full season of Pokemon Concierge coming this
Yeah.
year,
I mean,
2025.
hopefully all that happens. If it all does, it'll be a very good year. And yeah, I am curious about what they do with season two of The Last of Us. Not to just sweep that under the rug. Because yeah, like I feel like they're not going to go exactly one for one with the second game.
Mhm.
Also, there's going to be some sort of in-between content they've said. So yeah, I don't know. That's a big question mark what they do with that show.
Yeah, I mean, as long as Neil Druckmann is still in charge and kind of writing the script there,
Yeah, for
it's going
better
to
or
be
for
interesting
worse.
how big of a side swing it's going to be.
Yeah. It's been a
Uh,
very long political year, and I'm really hoping that he doesn't take too much of a swing, is what I will say.
oh, you know he will. That's why I put
Uh,
it up there and not down there and not down in
yeah.
our end here.
Big question mark. Big question mark.
Yes. I mean, it was a hit. People are going to watch season two.
Yep.
We just have our tepid concerns based off the creator.
Yeah. Fair. Fair.
All right. Well, then let's get into video games where we have these confirmed or more or less confirmed coming out in 2025, including Donkey Kong Country Returns HD, Sid Meier's Civilization 7, finally getting our hands on Assassin's Creed Shadows. Avowed will be coming out. Monster Hunter Wilds,
Yep.
Two Point Museum, Borderlands 4, and whatever the hell that is.
Right.
Because I thought they ended it nice on three, and yet, you know, then they had the movie, and then they immediately said, "Yeah, let's do Borderlands 4."
I
Which, by
mean,
the way, Borderlands movie was this year, 2024.
the stuff they showed at the Video Game Awards a couple weeks ago, it looks like a Borderlands game, and that's pretty much all I have to say about it.
Yep. A show a lot of people will be already claiming for Game of the Year will
Yep.
be Death Stranding 2 on the beach. That's going to go up against Doom, The Dark Ages, and possibly Shovel Knight, Shovel of Hope DX, Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines 2, Ghost of Yotai, and game most people are gonna like already pre-order if they haven't already. Grand Theft Auto 6, if that's not officially coming out. Because I know that's a good one that just might just get delayed. Shouldn't, but might.
See?
But then a couple of couple of games to wrap it up, including this Dragon Ball Project: Multi, which is supposed to be a mobile game coming out next year. Kingdom Hearts Missing Link, the mobile game, supposed to be coming out this year,
More like
but they got
missing
delayed
game,
to
am I right?
next year. Yes, that is the running game, the running joke, the missing game.
Yeah.
And we should be getting a new Pokemon Legends Z
Yeah.
to A
Yeah.
coming out next year as well.
Yeah, I am shocked we haven't heard more about this yet. Everybody was so positive. Oh, they're announcing it so early because they're going to do the same thing that they did with the first Legends game, which was do a January launch for it. But
Mhm.
this game ain't coming out in January because we still don't know anything about it. So, yeah, we all have to wait a little longer for there to be maybe a Pokemon Direct on Pokemon Day. That's February, right? So
Yeah,
maybe that's when they do it. Um, but yeah,
possibly.
on this list, yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what Pokemon Legends is. I am curious about Borderlands 4, but not getting my hopes too high.
Mhm.
And other than that, there's kind of not we don't know a whole lot. Like I said, the Switch 2 is the big question mark in video games, and that's probably the one thing everybody is waiting for to find out to make future plans.
I have high hopes for Avowed, but
Yeah,
it's just based on the reviews of early access that people have been saying about it, which
right.
are very positive.
I
But
think,
we've
yeah.
seen that before where early reviews are positive, but doesn't translate to the game. Like
Mhm.
when Forspoken came out earlier this year to
Right.
early positive reviews to middling to poor reception.
Yeah, that's a good point, Avowed. And also, speaking of games that will likely end up on Game Pass, Doom: The Dark Ages, which will be something I absolutely check out. Now that it's probably going to be a Game Pass day one title.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, video games right now just kind of up in the air. We'll see, but I feel like it always is up in the air for us.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. And then we have music. So these are just some albums that I was able to compile that were confirmed to be coming out. But as you know with music, wild crapshoot of what's actually going to come out in 2025. So we have Franz Ferdinand, The Human Fear, Mac Miller with Balloonerism, Eric Clapton
Hold
with
on.
Meanwhile.
Hold on. Is that a posthumous Mac Miller record? It would have to be.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
We have The Weeknd with Hurry Up Tomorrow and
Yes.
his one night show in the Rose Bowl. Kane Brown with The High Road. Remember we are talking about what the hell's Kane Brown been up to?
There you go.
Just been taking the high road. There's also Teddy Swims with I've Tried Everything But Therapy, Part 2. Horse
Does he
Girl.
finally try therapy this time?
I don't know. He's tried everything but it. But this is like the second part. So
Yeah.
even trying even more stuff than therapy. We also have Horse Girl with Phonetics On and On.
Yeah, I'm curious about a new Horse Girl record.
We have Tate McRae with So Close to What?
Is this technically still her debut? Because I don't know if there's been a full length yet.
No, it's just been
Yeah.
EPs. This
She's
first
just been
LP
putting
from them.
out singles. Yeah.
Yep. We also have Ozzy Osbourne with See You on the Other Side. Wait, sorry, I just put that in my Hamilton voice. See you on the other side.
I.
Version 2.0. Miley Cyrus coming out with Something Beautiful. That's the name of the
The
album.
name of the record. It could be really weird sounding. I don't know.
But probably would be worth saying is a new Lana Del Rey album, because she can't stop, with The Right Person Will Stay.
Yeah, this one's confusing because this is not the record that was supposed to come out this year that didn't come out, that she sort of secret canceled her
Mhm.
country record. I have no idea what she's doing anymore. I don't know. She got married to that crocodile guy or alligator guy? Alligator guy. So
Wait,
anything
that was
goes.
confirmed?
Oh yeah, that actually happened. Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just memes. That was a
No,
real
no, no.
thing?
She actually got married to that man.
What?
It's been a long year.
Was that before or after she got dragged on stage at the Grammys?
That was way after the Grammys. That was like within the last few months.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Wow. All right. But yeah, that's all the thoughts that we know is coming out, not
Yeah.
including anything else that may be arriving at some point.
Yeah. And the nice
So
thing
yeah.
about every year is the fact that we don't know what's going to happen. And there's always stuff that surprises us. So yeah, I'm looking forward to being surprised.
Yes, and I think that's a good way to send us off into 2025.
Yeah.
Just a year of surprises.
Yes.
Hopefully they're good surprises. How many fingers can I cross that good surprises come?
Please, please let there be good surprises.
I mean, I think like you can kind of like paint a picture of like all the bad surprises, like all the bombs, just based off like what we've listed here in the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah,
But hopefully there's some good gems in 2025 too.
maybe.
We're always able to find them. And if you want to help us find those gems with us, you can tune in this upcoming Friday because we are
Yes.
once again starting a new season by switching up our schedule.
It's true. Yes, you can watch that episode on Friday by going to our YouTube channel. If you go onto YouTube and search Media Boat Podcast, you'll find our page. Like, subscribe, comment, and click the bell for notifications when new videos go live. You can also find us on podcast services such as Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, even if you search Media Boat Podcast on those services. You can also find us on social media platforms such as Blue Sky. Search Media Boat on there to find us. And you can find us playing video games every once in a while on twitch.tv/mediaboat. We're also on MediaBoatPodcast.com, where you can see an archive of our shows as well as some write ups that we just recently did for our year end wrap up series. All four categories are now up for you to peruse. And last but definitely not least, if you have questions, comments, feedback about the show, let us know you're alive. Email us at mediaboatpodcast@gmail.com, and we will read your email on the show.
And with that, we say goodbye to 2024, and we will see
Bye.
all of you next year.
Mhm.
Okay, bye.
Bye.